Okay, doctorarjaybe here, um, and this video should be called Sleep Hygiene. Um, and what I mean by that is things you need to do to help yourself sleep better. Um, I definitely had many people who had problems with insomnia, and many times the insomnia problem is related to some things that you're going to be doing that interfere with the sleep. One of the tricks in sleep is that the body's body temperature normally has to fall. So let's just say you're at 98.6, it may fall down to 97.6 or something like that when you're right before you fall asleep. What this means is that anything you do that brings your body temperature up makes it harder for your body to get it back down. So let's just say you decide you're going to do a major workout before going to bed. The workout is going to increase your body temperature. Now, when you try to go to sleep, it's going to be a little bit harder because, again, your body temperature has to fall. Um, uh, uh, Also, if you have some type of workout like that that really gets your body all revved up, you got to relax too to go to sleep. So, doing something that really stimulates your body, again, also, you don't want a whole bunch of stress at the last second before you go to bed. Likewise, taking a hot bath before going to bed may not be the answer. Bathing in hot water will raise your temperature. And again, your body has to fall, so it's going to take longer for you to fall asleep. Another one that's fairly common and it's the same problem is eating right before you go to bed. Whenever you eat, your body has to process that food. When it does that, the body temperature increases. Once again, it just kind of takes away from your sleep. You don't want to be processing food when you're trying to sleep. Um, your body needs to be resting, and if it's busy breaking down the food you just ate, it's just going to make it harder for you to sleep. Um, Another trick with sleep hygiene is making sure that the bed is really a bed. Um, uh, by this, I mean that some people use the bed as a chair to watch television. They use the bed as their table to eat food, listen to music, some other things that are not sleep. Um, what The adage is that the bed should be used only for two purposes: um, making love to your spouse and sleeping. Um, if it's not one of those two things, then you shouldn't do it. Now, um, one that is not those two things is tossing and turning. So if you're in bed and after about 20 minutes you're still tossing and turning, I'm sorry, but you got to get out of that bed. Um, it's even not a bad idea to get out of the room. Um, Go someplace else, sit down, relax, do something that'll settle you down, go back to bed and try again. Because tossing and turning all night long is not sleep. It's not making love to your spouse. So it's not one of those two things. So you don't do it in bed. Um, in general, it takes about 20 minutes for you to fall asleep. And in general, you don't even remember that. There's something called the excuse me, hypnagogic state that occurs in the first 20 minutes, which basically kind of wipes your memory. So you may think that you put your head on the pillow and you instantly fall asleep. Actually, you're awake for 20 minutes and then you fall asleep, but you don't remember those 20 minutes. When they do brain waves, that's what they see on the sleep studies. Now, sleep studies, by the way, look for sleep apnea. And sometimes the sleep apnea is the reason why people are not sleeping good. In other words, they're not breathing well. So, a few things with that too is that if you have a stuffy nose, make sure you clean it. Maybe take care of any aches or pains. Um, you know, um, Use a muscle rub, maybe a couple of Tylenols before you go to bed, but do something to try to take care of whatever, issues you might have. Also, it's been shown that basically pressure on the chest makes it harder for you to breathe at night. So those people who are sleeping on their stomach, they're just making it all the harder for them to breathe because their entire weight is on their chest. It means you got to lift your weight with every breath. It's just harder for you to have good breathing. Much easier, especially if you're overweight, to sleep on your side. Um, so you can breathe easier because your chest is not does not have any weight on it. So some of these things you should consider if you're having some difficulty with sleeping, and see if maybe some of the things that I've talked about might be helpful for you and try to improve your sleep quality. Okay, take care.